Hello, hello, how are you? I hope you're doing well. If you're watching YouTube, catch us live at twitch.tv/otakusmile2. And if you're watching on YouTube and you like to see me, like, make a comment, little subscribe, and don't see if you dislike and like. Other way, hope you have a wonderful day, and let's get into this. Hello, Chris, how are you? I'm glad to hear you're doing well. Alright, we are going to continue with Minecraft. I'm doing okay. Alrighty. Yeah. Top 10. My day was fine. I've been getting work done on, obviously, next month. What I consider the channelversary, right? At least when I started streaming. So I've been getting that stuff done. Alright, I'm gonna wait for the next day at this point, because the sun's kind of high enough, the villagers have already switched, and I want to kind of get as much. Dinner was chili chicken. Hello, Chris. Glad to hear you're doing fine. Mom wanted to try making it, so it was food. It's fine. Oh yes, Chris, I think you fell asleep. As you can see in here, we've got the, I'll need to give them outfits later, but we've got some, like, clothing. It feels like it could be a clothing store, right? Possibly. Once we give the armor. And then I actually got both of these done on the outside. So it is officially possible to walk into both of these up here. I do need to add the windows at some point of some variety. I haven't decided what I want to do. I might just do glass. But what I decided I want to do today is I want to get the rest of that one done, and I want to get that one done, and I want to see how far I can get with that one. Because I would like... Well... to get some stuff done. I would like to be as close to done as I can get. Alright, what I'm gonna probably do... And this will probably mess with my creeper spawns, but that's fine. Because I need to get up there, right? But like I said, I'm gonna probably let the day go through, and then I'm gonna go buy a bunch of quartz. Actually, probably better do it on this side. I can actually stare up that way. And I don't have to worry, now that I think about it being stairs on this side. I mean, technically, I guess you can see it. Yeah. Okay, never mind, I gotta do it. I do agree, it is a very, very good book. Now, I need to put these back. I need to put some stuff away. And then I need to be able to climb up. But I'm gonna need the quartz too, obviously, but the quartz is a lot easier to get. Also, I don't need this anymore. I don't need these for now. And, well, we'll probably end up coming back for these. Alright, well, I will need these, mind you. I will. Great way to kind of start emptying my... And then this is where some... Oh, and I also need to put away the... So did you see today's snapshot, Chris? Yeah. I mean, I guess. But yep, that's it. Well, not just babies. I thought you'd be happy craftable, name tags. But yeah, other than that, babies. Yeah. I'm honestly surprised it can be any kind of metal nugget. I thought it would just be iron if they were ever to do it. Yeah. It'd be nice, at least. It's a bit ridiculous to be so, how do I put this? It's a bit ridiculous that you have to either set up, like, villagers, or you have to, go on a journey, or a long fishing time, just to be able to name some stuff. It's not the kind of thing that really is worth, like, making a long trip. Maybe if they do this, you know, and they do stick to it and they do all that, maybe they'll finally start considering making better loot for traveling. Like, if they want people to explore, they should have reasons to explore. Those reasons shouldn't be something that feel lackluster. Like, going to a desert temple, mine shafts, and the like, just to find a name tag does not make going to those places feel good or fun or worth the exploration. It makes the exploration feel worse. Because why am I doing this? Just to do that. It doesn't make any sense. You know, they're not gonna do that. That's a real animal. I mean, I wouldn't mind them adding some sort of... Or, you know what? If they're gonna have it be some sort of stupid friendly tiger anyway, the Minecraft Legends version. Right? That were mounts that you could get. Bring that to Minecraft. No, in Minecraft Legends, there's like a tiger mount. A purple tiger. You know, that game that failed so hard they had to discontinue it within like a year. Yeah. Alright, I don't think he's here yet. If he is here, but he's interacting with others. Perfect. Then I can go back. Did you not know that there was a mount like that? That people hoped that they would add to the main game? And then they were like, oh, they'll never add that. But, you know, had like 10 different intriguing little golems and all that. Never comes to the main game though, because, you know, that's what you're supposed to play this spin-off for. But then they discontinued. I knew it. Move. Why do you want to stand on it? Again, that jankiness. What? Why? They can stand in front of it. All the others, except they can't, I guess. Yeah. I'm just saying in general, though, like... It's a for now kind of thing. Because the thing is... they basically already cut all support. At some point, they're absolutely just gonna pull the plug, and I don't think the source code is available. So, yeah. From what I remember, there was a lot of complaints that there wasn't a lot of modding support for Legends. Honey, what are you doing? Yes, I do see the butt in my face. What is the butt doing? Demanding love, even though he just got stuff that he likes. That he should demanding that I pay attention to him. I'm threatening the computer. The problem is he has nearly hit Alt 4 in the past, so we don't want him to figure that kind of stuff out. Buddy, no. No! I can't see! You weren't... Alright. Huh? Yeah. Luna don't care. He just wants you to pay only attention to him. Alright. I can at least get this side done, but to get like the whole thing done, we're gonna put up potato quartz. So that's where we're gonna be trying to focus. Ah! No! I don't know if you can tell what he did. But I feel like it's pretty obvious when he decides to get in and bother. He's trying to push the mouse in my hand. Every time he surprises me, and this is why I'm like having to be like, I'm super focused on the mouse now. Because if I'm not, he is pushing it in a multitude of directions. Not feel pleasant, cat. Alright, I only need a little bit more, and then I can do that again with the vine. You know, I really need to work on the section over there and set up a few things like this. And just do the thing with the fox. Also, I think you can grow berry bushes on mud, so... yeah. Yeah? He cries like a baby. With a horse voice. That's what it does. But alright, I think he's sitting on a bunch of things. Yeah. Buddy. Buddy, come here. I have no idea what he's doing. Okay, so he wants to be hugged and held. I'm gonna just sit here a second, and then I gotta get back to work. I'm gonna give him a minute, because he wants some snuggles. No. Wanna at least meow into the mic? Well, no. Well, no, you can't just be hugged. I'm sorry. I'm playing a game. Honey, no, you can't have the mic. Wow, wow. Wow, wow. Come here. There we go. He has had his hugs. Alright. Okay, what was I doing? Andesite. Wow, wow, wow. Alright, I can do some. Alright, and he's back. That didn't take long. But honey, I've got no snacks for you. No. or something. I think that's what he wants. I think he wants food. He has food. Now he's gonna go look to see if he has food, because I said he has food. Nah, he's hoping that there's some marshmallows left. The last of the marshmallows were gone through. He's hoping that there might have been a minute amount left somewhere. But he doesn't need it. He doesn't need sweets. Yeah. I believe it. Although in the case of, like, Buna, he really and truly just likes sweets. And apparently it's already night. I don't know why. But then, I can only assume he likes... Because it's only sweet things that he goes after, or things that taste like meat. Those are his two faves, you know? They require the hiding. The long term. Like I mentioned before, I tried to do some research on it. Because I was curious, you know, I did that recently. And only to be, like, met with, like, all these studies, these things going, these studies say that cats can't taste sweet. And I'm like, they can't say they taste nothing. Because it's not about texture, it's not about, it's clearly flavor. Otherwise, they go for the same things when they aren't as sweet. That's annoying. I guess this has to be like this, size. Although on this side it won't look so odd, I guess. But it is gonna look a little funky on this side. Because, I can't do it like that, apparently. Yeah, it's just gonna have to be like this, even though I really don't want it to be, but it's fine. It's still got a bit of a look to it, it's just a little chunkier on the side than on the front, or this side, rather. Alright. if I can't at least complete the one side, or go all the way around. Get back far enough that you can't see it. Kitty's already gone. He gave up. Like I said, he went out for food. Like, I didn't think he wanted me. I thought he wanted food. And it turns out I was half correct. As he has now returned to show me, no, he wants food. Thank you. Oh, I have these here. Ah. He wants food, yes, but he also wants something. Buddy. Buddy. You don't belong back here. Yeah, you can't even go up. Yeah, go do other stuff. He's done. He'll probably come right back up when he realizes, oh wait. Yeah, he's already coming back. Yep, and back he is. Kitty, what do you want? I can't even see. I don't know what he wants. All I know is he wants... Like, I think he wants to be able to go up high. We do that elsewhere. There's plenty of places in the house for him to go. Alright, and then in about 10 minutes we will go ahead and do this again. Alright. What are you doing? Why have you gone insane? Don't give me those eyes. It's not going to convince me otherwise. Alright, I need to cook up some more of the smooth song. Yeah, we'll do it in this one. We already have some, but I'm gonna need way more anyway, so it's fine. But yeah, I need to get that spot. I need to get the rest of this. Honestly, I don't... Oh. Alright, right one, right? Yeah. Alright. So that'll leave that. That works for me. Probably do something akin to that over there. Alright, but we're getting close. We're getting close. We can do this side as well. Perfect. Well, sort of. I mean, obviously, I gotta... Now let's grab the berries, and then we'll go up again. In. Alright. What? I'm not since I was a kitten. I think I would know, Tomas. Alright. Yeah, he was a sweet little baby boy. He was a cutie pie. He was a little kitty pie. Honestly a lot shyer than his sisters. Other than like is Blues-en-Moi. Where do you're going? Doesn't matter. You little sweetie pie. You wanted... I'm sure you could never guess that he loved cuddles. Have neither of you bothered yet? No. But now both of them? Nothing else had worked yet. Come on. I don't understand. So they know it up until they go to bed, and then they don't know their... I feel like that's a fundamental flaw. breaking the system. No, I mean, even beyond that, it's just... Like... I guess they can't exactly get on top of it, but... They don't necessarily... I do not understand why they need that. To register that they can get to it. Especially since if it's not done in that way in other ways, it's fine, but like... It hurts my brain. Alright, I guess I'll chuck an extra 32 in there. Then I'll chuck the whole thing. We need to go through a lot. And then we can do that stuff. Yeah, I don't disagree. But honestly, I feel like if I'm gonna keep doing the under the hood improvements, I do feel like the AI should be something that's kind of fundamental to definitely change and make improvements on, right? Rather than kind of dumb stuff. Like overhauling AI. Or the AI of the things. Am I crazy? It just doesn't feel... thought out, I guess. I could totally make it over. I can still use this here because this does go here. Yeah. Perfect. Can I just try to get these into line? Well, I guess I could turn a couple of them into... But no, I don't know. I just kind of feel like out of all the fundamental things that could use an update, like, and things in places where you would think they would have done stuff like that, like they had the whole dog armored paws, right, or whatever it's called, the stupid drop. But they didn't correct the fact that dogs walk into powdered snow and lava, and so they still die of those things. Feels like, especially if they already have like this kind of thing implemented for other things, should be relatively, maybe not simple, but have a means to be able to work out how to code that in. Yeah, and fall off cliffs. All things that feel like they should, and drown. They drown. all things you think they would fix, or try to start working on fixing for the AI. They put themselves in those predicaments and stuff. And yet, no. No, not even a simple, like, for lava and powdered snow, just avoid. Like, I could understand maybe the drowning kind of thing, because you don't want to keep, but, like, at least something that keeps them from walking into lava. And this seems to be something that's across the board on AI in general. On the AI of the, to be clear, their functionality, right? On the Minecraft PC AI in general. Which feels wrong. It is their AI. That's what was going before this point. It just sounds wrong. How could all the other nonsense going on? But like, oh, they're going to make the little baby mobs look cuter. Oh, they're going to update the way the rabbit looks and moves. But are they going to correct some of the most glaring issues in this AI? No, those are staying in. So don't have your bunny near a cliff, or it'll jump. I swear. Like, not even that. Just like, don't let the bunny be like 3 blocks up. I don't know. I just feel like it's like, yes, it's cute. It's a nice kinda, but like, there are actual things that could use some. The thing is, I think we have an AI, like, they have it where the zombies don't necessarily walk into lava, right? So why is it that the passive mobs can't be corrected? If they can correct the hostile mobs. To some extent. And I'm not talking like trapdoor stuff. I know why they can't change that because of, they don't want to, like, affect people's farms. Except, you know, they do that stuff anyway, but it doesn't really matter. I feel like just straight up walking off cliffs. But that's not even smart. It just feels like something that's should at this point be thought about. Heck, I mean, and then they continue to do things like that that make no sense. Think of the Happy Gas. A creature that you get from the nether, and then you feed, and then you literally refresh it in water. And it has to be in water, straight water, for 20 minutes. Only for it to drown and burn up in lava. Like, I think you could argue one of those, but not both. And yet, that's the kind of decision-making they continue to make. And it feels... And you know they're not gonna fix it. Because why would they? It just feels like the kind of thing that should have been thought about, and then they just never do. And instead, they just kind of focus on I'm not even sure. Like, look at how cute this is. And it's just like, I just don't think it's that. Yeah, I guess. If they didn't, and plus, if they didn't have double standards, they'd have no standards, I guess. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm overly, like, judgmental usually, but... Oh, it's pretty tall. No, it is too tall. It just looks tinier like that. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, and then there's one here. I guess technically this one comes down here. Alright. That should start looking good. Like that. I'm gonna go check the berries a second, and then I'm gonna get more of this built. Now, I mostly just feel like maybe you know what they probably really should do is go back to what they were kind of doing for a little while. Probably. I think that would inevitably help a lot. Like, for one update, but I think it was kind of the best way to work. Yeah, which is, you have your one big update, sure, but then you have a much, much smaller that has basically nothing in it and might add something later. But it's mostly bug fixing, correcting, adjusting of code and stuff. I think that would have been, that was the one that people had the least problems with, which was effectively where they went the Village and Pillage, then they did the Buzzy Bees, and then they did another update. I honestly feel like those were the best way that was kind of handled. You know? Like, it doesn't always have to be a big update. And that's fair. But and I think that way they kind of had to see. And the thing is, I mean, they could have even done it in a cycle of, like, 1 year is the super big update, right? Then the next year is a small update where they do mostly fixes, cleanup, patches, and prep work for the next big update. I think, well, yes, they would basically have to take their Minecraft, their not live, down to being once every 2 years, potentially. But if they really wanted people to focus on spin-offs and stuff, this would also have been a smart way to handle it, because then people will focus on the spin-off while they wait for the next major update. don't think you're going to get much out of it. They clearly had no interest in doing that kind of thing. Otherwise, they probably would have. Because that's the thing. Well, there were some people who wanted less but more drops. A lot of people didn't. They just wanted it to be like once every 2 years was a big update. That way, the Mojang team has time to not be stuck with crunch. But may have that, but can have that major changes and stuff. And I think that that's a fair way to kind of handle it. No. Instead, I mean, now you're literally just getting texture changes, slight changes in movement, no real anything. And I mean, really, I really do think, other than maybe the copper part of the update, and maybe the happy gas, for the year 2025, would you have been happy with that as an update? Really? In which you basically have the retextures, right? And I think you'd be happy with the copper part, and they'd be like, yeah, that's fine, they did the copper. But then outside of that, really? Do you think Rainbow will be super excited with it like that? And the answer is I don't think they would have. But it's not because I think people will just be complaining whatever, right? It's not cohesive. It's not an update. It's the same problem with 1.20. Same problem as 1.19. To some extent. The fact of, especially with 1.20 though, a bunch of what feels like random things thrown together. No focus. Yeah, instead they're changing the whole naming system of the numbering, or the whole numbering system of the updates, just so that they never have to make a major update again. And it's just like, do you not see that isn't a good thing? But that's... And there were ways to handle it. And ironically, it could have been still considered a semi-major update. Maybe not the happy gas, but copper, yeah, you're right. In theory, Spring to Life sort of was, but not really. But yeah, copper would have been a major update if they had added a structure along with it. Like, just a couple of years ago. Heck, if they had combined the happy gas into the copper update, it would basically be a medium-sized update. Which is, they clearly do consider big enough to be a naming update. Further, I don't know. I just kind of am left with, I just don't think that changing the whole system so that it's like, you can do drops, that's not going to make it more palatable to do the drops. All that really does is make over and over less and less people, especially in the modding community, right? When you see the modders, keep up with updates. Because why should you? You know? And especially since most of it's going to be nothing burgers. Overall, that you have a high chance of never finding. It kind of, yeah. It's not good. I don't know. But you know what? Maybe that's what I need to do there. Just full on match that. That might help. Looks. But no, I don't know. I think that the decisions they're making are honestly bizarre. They feel more like they did it because they could, but didn't think about if they should. And like I said, you don't have to agree with me like, at all. I've said before many a time. I just... Yeah, that's way better to do it like that. That way that solves that problem. And it does feel more natural that way as well. You know, I think originally I did it the other way because I was trying to have the style be slightly different, but I just can't do that with these anyway, so... Yes. Kinda. Alright, and then that should all be basically corrected. There. And it looks for a little bit more. I mean, it just kind of fits. Huh? Say what? Yeah. I mean, this is kind of more in line with possibly having been here, possibly not. So I am sort of going with the style of... Yeah. We go pick more berries so that we'll have more berries to sell. But no, I know I shouldn't rant too much because I mean, what's this? I think in its own way, having a more proper update once every 2 years, and by more proper I mean cohesive, would probably do better than all these different things they keep trying, and then because I mean, think of it like this. Even if the update isn't really for you, as long as the update feels together, right? Like one big update that goes together. I think that would be better received. Again, with another update, in all honesty, it didn't do that much to another other than effectively make like 95% of it uninhabitable. But overall, most of the complaints were things that were before they even released the update, which was mostly the realization that the fact that they said that they were going to add more than the 3-ish biomes they'd already shown off, right? And the realization that, nope, those aren't being added. I still think the Basalt Deltas were only really added as a, you know, aimed at basically the player base. For how dare they want another biome. Like, because the thing is, another update didn't even get that much promise either. Yeah, Bastions were in the final product, but they weren't one of the things that was actually discussed. You know? And there was nothing really that filled that spot that people had hoped for. I think if they had revamped the Nether Fortress at the same time, and said that was part of why they didn't end up adding another biome, I don't think people would have been... They didn't. They just were like, we added this stuff though, that we didn't promise, and has no real use to most players. Like, really. Before they decided to take the Nether right template thing, right? And stick it in the Bastion, how many people went to Bastions, really? And I can't help but wonder if that's the real reason that they did it. Yeah, Fortress has been the same. Now, did I say you didn't, Chris? No. I said how many people? Oh, more than maybe once or twice. To look at and be like, oh, that's interesting. Fair enough. Overall, like, I mean, if you think I'm wrong, do tell. But I mean, just thinking about it, I can't help but wonder if the real reason that the Netherite template was added was not because it was too easy to get Netherite armor, but instead because you know they've got the analytics on Bedrock, right? They wanted to up that percentage. Well, see, the thing is, it's not really true. Like, less than 5% of people have ever finished the game, or finished killing the Ender Dragon. Let alone spawning it back in. The percentage of people that went to the Nether beforehand was relatively low. Part of why they did another update, make it slightly more friendly for people to feel more comfortable going. Although, ironically, I still left one thing. They kind of didn't make it completely obvious how you get there. That's one of those things that I'm kind of left with. Like, if you're assuming that people just know, it's kind of odd as well. Yes, you can figure it out. It's a lot easier after the Nether update. But, I don't know, I just kind of was just saying in general, I would guess that their percentages for the Bastions are just low enough at this point, I think. Because, and here's the biggest reason why I say, Netherite armor isn't enough of an improvement that going beyond what was already being done It's already kind of ridiculous. We gotta go dig up another material and another. And hope you don't get burned up by lava. Woo! Like, for slightly more durability. Maybe a little bit more armor resistance. You can have armor resistance that you probably don't care about. Or not resistance, knockback resistance, that's what it is. I'm just saying things like that. I kind of feel like... And yeah, it becomes too much effort to go and actually do. And yes, the YouTubers do it. But... that's mostly because they do all the different things. It's not really the same thing. The amount of work to just go and do is a bit too much for too little reward. And I think there's ways they could mitigate it, sure. But they also have to want to. I suppose the way I look at it is it's just... if it's meant to be a difficult task, at least to me, I do feel that it should be something that is worthwhile to spend time on. And then I feel the same way with the mace and stuff. Again, I'm left with overall. But why would I bother getting a mace? I don't do PvP. I don't play on a multiplayer server where I have anyone else to, I guess, mess with. There's no... Look, I have the stupid heavy core, I just don't have a mace. I mean, that's fair. I'm just saying in general, for the amount of work it takes to get a mace, right? In a single player world that is not mostly just for the trophy, how worthwhile is it really? Especially if I played in the world long term, like I had already done on this world. And then had to go out over 10,000 blocks just to get one. And that's kind of where I more go. It's not... I just mean as an overall kind of thing, though. Like, I don't randomly kill sheep. I don't make one of those warden spawner thingies so that I can just, like, jump down and be maybe guaranteed a warden. Fair enough. And yeah, as I've said, you don't have to agree with me. You don't have to think I'm right or wrong or whatever. I just... I'm convinced at this point, kind of. I am. Yeah. You know that means I wouldn't work on this more, right? And we instead flipped it in Matt's paint. Yeah, that's what make this an art stream means. And I probably wouldn't do it. See, that's why nobody ever redeems it. It's not that no one can. Dwagon has the ability to do it like 4 times over. But it's the reminder, what it is MS Paint for the rest of the stream. That's what that becomes. Which I don't mind doing, but... I believe it's in the description. Fair enough. I'm trying to figure out a way that I can use my phone and actually do a proper, like, just kind of drawing kind of stream kind of thing, you know? I've been trying to do that. But I just can't find a way to do it. And it's a little annoying. Yeah. Anyway. But yeah, no, that's the real reason why no one ever redeemed it. Even those that requested it. Be added as redeemed. It's the kind of thing I've thought about removing because it just technically never gets used. Or doing something else in its place. But I've just never decided what would be a good substitute. As a major string kind of thing like that. Or like for a major point spender. Which is why it has remained. I feel like the best like thing to replace it with would be like to go play a free game. I don't. You have to have the game already ready, kind of thing and stuff. I don't want to like make you guys have to do it just so I have a review. Which is why it remains as it is. Because I can't think of a better answer. There we go. problem being I end up using an Apple phone in the end, because that's what I have used the whole time. And to have the equivalent amount of space and stuff, I still spend the exact same amount of money. So, yeah, I just end up buying it. But that doesn't work with a computer that runs on Windows. For the amount of trouble, it's not worth it. Just with everything. Which I find weird, because, you know, like, people always talk about how they're so cheap, right? Like this last time, a couple years ago now, like 3, right? I actually looked into it. Whether we were switching to Verizon, because and it's just, price-wise, it was near equivalent. Because I get the 256 gig, like, memory and stuff. It looks cheaper, because they always present the cheapest model. Then once you start talking about actually doing, like, anything else, then it's always, like, yeah. Anyway. I don't know, I just kind of find it weird. Because I'll just buy a off-year, like, especially when they're about, like, once every couple years. Like, if it's a version, like, 2 or 3 years prior, not as best. A lot of services, like AT&T, Verizon, or whatever, I'd say are not as likely to carry that. Verizon's not likely to carry them, but most of the other ones will have at least one version. Hmm? I'm just saying it's weird. Personally, I'm not saying that you have to get one or the other. The only one I've seen where people say it's cheaper that's actually cheaper is the Motorola, but then, again, it's always like the Airbus stripped down version. And I've never seen the other. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know. I was just curious if you guys ever noticed that, or just that I think that's just, I'm obviously not seeing something. I guess. Just off the top of my head. Fair enough. I was saying though, like, of the only ones I've seen that actually are those. So what do you know? And I would assume it's still cheaper overall. It's just Android specifically to me. I'm like, it's weird. Yeah, everything can be weird, especially with the internet. It's just one of those things, I guess. And who knows, maybe the prices have exponentially changed again in the last couple of years, but I just... I don't know. Be specific. ended up with an iPhone. Well, I do agree they probably have gone up. I was just more curious about has the divide or the gap widened again, or is it more even more the same? It's just one of those things I find so odd on the internet. And I guess to be also clear, I didn't want to change out my phone at the time. There was a changing of phone services, and the new phone service refused to work with my iPhone. We're still pretty sure that that was basically we got scammed on it, and that they just gave a faulty card and then refused to ever try to check to see if they could get it hurt. Until we miraculously got another one, got a new phone, and all of a sudden, no one works. But, you know. I was still happy with my phone at that point. I don't know. But so long as I don't ever get forced to, I probably won't change for another several years. What was it, President? It just ended up being a change that we were trying their internet and it seemed to be working. Or some, you know. We know how that went. Vague number of years ago. Anyway, overall, yeah. So, I don't know. Minecraft. Minutes of grafted chickens. Maybe I should sell chickens. I have berries to grab? Not really. Can't sleep yet anyway. Let's go sleep and then we'll get the rest of the eggs and we'll be all good. Anyway. Chicka. Alright, I have still got quite a few to actually put that. And we have even more eggs. Wow. The number of eggs is shocking. Alrighty, and then once we're done with that, we'll just double check there's no more eggs. Yeah. Perfect. Maybe I'll kill chicken. That might be better. Oh, yeah, I need to sell feathers. I'll probably go ahead and go sell a bunch of feathers. Not today, because I'll already have swapped by the time I get up there and everything, but the next day. Perfect. We'll sell feathers. Hondo feathers. Dogs. So, you know what? Let's change to something more lighthearted, I guess. Are any of Chris, are you still here? Are any of the baby designs, do you like them more? Or you feel like they all should be... eh? Or you can mouse if you've seen them. But the new mob, the new mob designs in Minecraft. I'm trying to back that. They added baby mobs. New design for baby mobs, specifically. Yeah. That was what is in the snapshot / preview this week. Is 1 name tag and 2 spec mobs having new designs. They're cute. I think they're a little bit yeah, name tags will now be craftable. What I was saying. I don't think that's horrible. I think that's something that at this point logistically makes sense. Watch them revert it because, like, there's a small number of people going... I've seen people talking about how it's like it takes away, and it's like, no. You can already get villagers and get them, but all this does is give an alternative way. Like for what in reality is effectively an early game item anyway. Overall, or rather would be in just about any other game. In fact, you would not even need the name tag from most other games. No. No, they'll now be craftable. I mean, I'll also be treasure loot still for some reason, but you know that, but yeah, no, it's gonna be a fairly simple recipe. Watch them make it more complicated because, you know, there's some people complaining right now. It takes away from exploration. I really don't. I try, but I really am left with how is it actually taking away from anything other than frustration. No, they're revamping the baby mob designs that already exist. They've so far done cats, dogs, they've done like the kittens, the puppies. Rabbit's got a full-on overhaul. Chicks. Well, actually look like chicks now. Yeah. But only one variant is actually yellow. I honestly am not sure why only one type of the chicken. I think for me, I'm more confused at the fact that, like, why is it the only one that gets a specific, actual chick form, right? Is the normal chicken. Like, did they forget? No, they did change. All cow variants have a new type. They look kind of bad, to be honest. The other ones are even kind of okay. Are like the kittens and the puppies are kind of okay. But I feel like it just doesn't look right, you know? It looks kind of eerie, honestly. Like, at first I was like, oh, that is cute, like, from a distance. But, like, when I stopped and looked at them for, like, real, what I thought was, like, a little mod. When I thought it was, like, a mod that I saw some people. But I actually saw people, they're kind of... Because they've been adjusted now to have, like, the pixel eyes. Which feels a little weird. I'm trying to think, does anything else in this game have pixel eyes? Other than fish. That's been around for a long time. I don't know exactly when. I mean, obviously we have different perspectives on it, but for me, I just... Okay. But I was just saying, fish are the only ones that have the pixel eyes outside of baby mobs. It kind of makes it feel a little funky. Like, even the new Nautilus mobs don't have pixel eyes. Like, they have the full eye. So it's just 2 pixels. But no. I'm just saying it feels odd. I'm sure it'll adjust to it. It's just actually stopping and looking at it kind of made me go, eh. But more than that, I'm honestly more confused by the warm chick and cold chick. They shouldn't look exactly like the adults, but as a chick, their new chick form. That's one thing when they were doing the same thing with the regular classic chicken, right? But just gonna quickly go grab some food. I'm gonna have to find a place to sleep that's safe. Rush up. Yeah. I think I can survive as long as I'm careful. And nothing has spawned yet. Keyword being yet. This is the closest to the, I'm saying, like, I feel like, I don't know. The concept of changing only one of them's to match more in line with, like, and considering they've stated what at least the cold chicken was supposed to effectively be based off of, right? Which, by the way, I don't remember what it was, but I had called it. Mostly because it was the fact that it was the only kind that has that, floofy hairdo, right? That has a potential chance to lay blue eggs. I know you're there. I'm gonna get away. Go sell to these guys. And then you. That'll do. Alright, I'll decide if I want to buy more or not in a second, but yeah. Anyway, but I don't know. I just, having had chicks, you know, that grow into chickens, most chicks are that kind of yellowish color, or they'll have like a band or two. But I feel like shades of yellow maybe would have been better. Like, you could lean into the concept of more, or so, like, all the feathers. I don't know what you expected either. As I said, overall, I don't think I think it'll take getting used to, but beyond that, I suppose if we hadn't had chickens on the farm, it wouldn't bother me so much, but the chicks are just, it's like, I don't know, why get lazy there? Like, of all the points they could have, like, chosen to be like, yeah. And I would argue, by the way, yeah, lazy. That makes sense. I mean, maybe they aren't actually being lazy in that way, but like, overall, I mean, I get what you're saying, man. It feels like it would make sense. I'm happy they didn't, but I do get it. They're already buffing zombies again, or rather rebuffing zombies, I guess. Fixing the buffing they did many, many years ago. But only on one version of the game. And seeing what the specific characteristics of the zombie is, I'm left with, I think I've gotten those, like, obviously they were, they didn't have their full health, but like, if the whole, where they're like, oh, all zombies become aware once you kill, it's like, I've gotten those so many times in a row, not just, like, the calling for help, where it's like, I kill it, and then they call, and then it's like, once they kill it, all their friends come. And I'm like, why are they coming from so far? That means those are leader zombies, and I've just been getting more and more of those. And, you know, I've complained about the frustration on that. And I started to wonder if those zombies that could hit me so far away were also... because they were also the ones that would always do that. Which then makes me go even more so, like... I am concerned. I was just confused and assumed that it was because of the sphere, but if it wasn't, the only thing I can think of is that that's another little perk, if you will, of those guys, and that just doesn't seem like good things. Not really. I mean, I suppose I'm happy that it hasn't been implemented anyway that way yet, but... yeah. I think at this point, it's legit to have concerns. About how they're gonna have that. Oh. And I don't know, I feel though, like, you know, I'll look and see what the discussion seems to be, and I oftentimes end up coming out of it feeling like, am I crazy? Like, I don't feel like it's a good thing that these are getting introduced into the game. Am I missing something? Rather, their full health getting introduced into the game, I guess. As is. Because they've been in the game. But not, I don't know, as far as the baby mobs go, it's chicks. Chicks. I wish that they all had, like, some variant of the kind of chick that they would potentially be. Rather than, only one of them being like that, and the other two are... they're just, the shape has been changed and nothing else. It feels... rough. Or like they're preparing that for another update later on to be like, oh no, it is! And I just... I don't know, I guess... you know, no, I'm leaving this. Maybe I'm overthinking it. But if they do another themed up, or no, they end up doing another Nether themed small update kind of thing in the summer again. And then but matches, like what people were saying, like, well, why don't you at least do this? Kind of. Like, not really. Then I'm just gonna end up going, it's just... like... it's just about having excuses. To be able to make another update later on. It's gonna feel more and more like that. Like... I don't know. And if that's how long it takes for them to get an update approved, I feel like instead they should start focusing on trying to get, like, a bunch of different pieces put together for one big update over the course of, like, the year, if that's what they're doing. Again, it would still feel overall better, I think, that way. Cohesive. To use an example, I guess, combat. Like, let's say the combat update, right? Following the snapshots from, like, so many years ago. At this point, I don't think they're ever going to do anything with them. And probably put them in the trash. But... if they were to do that, they could have where they first implement, like, one piece of it, and then the next piece of it. And I think that I could understand, because then that's still the one big update that's themed around one thing. Even if it's in pieces. Like, well, you got this now. Instead of in months. But yeah. Did I do this wrong, or is it different on this side? See, I can climb up to this now to get that done. Not that I'm focusing on that specifically, I more need to focus on here. Okay. Alright. Ta-da! So it's not perfect, but it does kind of get the vibe. I think that's where I want the top of this to be, and I want to match on the other side as well. So, would obviously clear put it the other way. That's kind of working out. And if we go to the end of the this here, let's see. It's there. I mean, I thought about going even higher. Clearly, we can see that there, but I don't know. I don't think I wanted to. Do we want it to go up a total of 4? I don't know if I do. I think it's good where it's at. I mean, 2 floors up. Sounds like that. That side. Yeah. And it can be a pretty good match that way. And then that only has 1 floor to go on the front part, so that could be good. I just don't know. Like, do I want to go up another? It just doesn't feel exactly right here. A little bit too tall. What is my position right now? 115. I'm gonna go check what's on the other side for that specific spot there. Because maybe I'm wrong. Although, I guess technically it could be that this is matching that. 160. Okay, so it is not horrible. Huh? 1, I have mending. 2, I'm pretty sure feather falling doesn't cost durability. I guess that could be the top floor, and then that's 2 floors on the front part. Yeah, I guess that'll do. I mean, I dropped off several of these Minecraft buildings. Why wouldn't I? I have feather falling. No proof. Alrighty. And we can see I've gotten quite a bit done. I need to get the just that layer and that layer in, and I think yeah, on that side that'll be it, and I can inside the side there as well. I have to do the other side. I think. I'm gonna end up needing more andesite. But if I can just get up to the top there. Then that should be a pretty good building to be done. I do need more bricks as well, though, so I might just go ahead and go sleep down below and then come back up with stuff. Especially since all I need is, oops, late. And hey, I mean, what's that one's done and the other side gets done, then we will have, the building, they will basically be, I mean, we have the quartz as well, but I'm waiting for the quartz to cook. I mean, it's probably cooked by now, but you know what I mean. Hello, little buddy. Where did you spawn? Yeah, I'm gonna grab like 3 of these things. Sleep down here. Go back upstairs. Honestly, you know what? I think it's still faster to go this way. Got speed more. I was just thinking about, because like the amount of jumps that you have to do, but I was just left with, I think, since Rin negates that. Rather, the amount of jumps negates the amount of distance I have to run to get back to the city from here, whereas below it'd be almost easier. Alright. I'm gonna try and get this whole side done. There. Honestly, I should probably just do it with this. Oops. This way. And this way. Other than here. I'll just put this here for now, even though I know it's not gonna. The stonecutter's better for doing things like stairs. Because, you know. Because you lose less overall, but oh crap, I'm not gonna have enough stairs. I need more stairs. Although I could just kind of do this in a second as well. It'll be doot. Yeah. Am I in the right spot? No. I think they did these in the wrong places. No, that's right. So that would be here. Did I slip somewhere? No, that's right. I mean, that's the thing. You would think, as far as like, that you'd think it'd be more. Or, but, I mean, that's kind of how it goes. I kind of get it. Because, I mean, with the case of, like, making a brick thing, there we go. Alright, and... yeah, next I gotta still chicken probably, but I mean, I eat chicken, which is why it goes through a lot quickly. I forgot to actually get the stairs. I need a couple. I use the cutter for bricks, because... I mean, I'm not really using the cutter for the brick specifically now, am I? I'm using it for stairs. Actually, that's probably better to do it like this. Which are cheaper. Plus, it's a lot easier to get kind of through quite a bit. I mean, that's kind of how it goes. There we go. So that's all that done. Maybe another one of those. Actually, wait. I need to remove. I need to remove these a second. Because I just realized I need this one. Hop up here a second, so we can do this. It's almost done on that one. Ta-da! At least from like what you can see here. And then the other side will be a lot easier to get done. Might be. Oh, Simpsons are in Fortnite. Oh, damn it, guys. So, if not yet, it's a matter of time. Which feel free to say. That is true. Dang. Honestly, what I should do is I should count how many more I need to get done. Looks like I need like 4... Hi, thank you for the first time chat. Thank you for the first time chat. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Welcome to our city. Yeah. This is almost done. I'm gonna need to go get more soon. I'm just gonna kind of actually at this point see how much I'm actually gonna need. Also lets me kind of... Huh? I don't know. This is my world. I mean, why wouldn't I be here? What are you talking to them? I mean, people can pop in. Yeah, I'm gonna need more bricks. I'm gonna need more stairs. I'm gonna see how close we can get. Not needing... Hopefully more than this, but just to be able to get up to the top. I'm trying to kind of... I mean, I've had a lot of people who are like that. I mean, think of Supreme. The first time Supreme popped in a couple times. Oh wait, you wouldn't know, you weren't here. Sometimes people just are quiet. Realistically, if they were an actual bot, they would have already said something. To be clear, I'm not assuming you're a bot. I'm just saying in general. That's how that tends to go. It's also entirely possible they thought I was a different stream, hopped in, said hello, realized they're in the wrong stream, and left. Or if they're lurking, lurking. Probably that one. They're not even still here. Or you scared them off. Or they're stuck in a commercial. Also entirely possible. But probably just realized they're on the wrong stream. It happens. The wrong one. I swear I made myself yes. Even if I end up having to remove it, which I don't think I'm gonna have to. What do you know? Pretty sure I did ask how are you then. Or I got distracted. Do you love this one? You like the color combination, I guess? Ah, we're here. We've made it. The end of the staircase. It's here. I mean, eventually we'll fill the rest of it in as well. I'm just... Ah. Yeah, fair enough. Honestly, it's one of the things I really like with birch. Because it works so well with all of this other. And cherry. I don't necessarily use cherry on its own, but I do think it works really nice for, like, Ow. Yeah, I'm gonna put that stuff in there in the size, but... I mean, just look at it. It looks super good. I really do enjoy kind of making that looking, just the building in general. Especially since now, as you look down the side, Side Purple really and truly is now fitting in perfectly. I need to go check on my quartz, by the way. And then I'm gonna probably see if I can't finish this side off. Quartz should be ready. I'm gonna need to probably cook more quartz, because you know we're gonna need to cook more quartz. But I want to get that one done as well, so that I can, at least what you can see. But I do think it would be good to have that start being... Like, once these two are done... Let's put in that one back there. At the very least, the profile that we'll have there for it. I'm gonna have to add more later. It's gonna be super good. Honestly, I wouldn't need as much. Especially since it's like all lit up as well. It starts feeling so much more kind of like, a city once you have these buildings in place, which is super nice. I'm not quite at the point where the side profile is perfect, but side profile is the best kind of just as you walk through and everything. Each like building on its own looks really good too, but to see it down the street. But that's why we gotta get these two done as well. That way, yeah. I mean, we know we're not gonna finish any of this part yet. I really truly just kind of want to look. Oops. Good. Honestly, I don't mind having these kind of the way they are, because this won't show once this building's in place anyway. Because I do want them to be tall as well, even if it has a basement. Oh wait, did I do that wrong? No, I didn't do it wrong. I did it right. That was kind of how it goes, right? Okay. Actually, ironically, that will have been all I needed to do to probably make it from the side look right, other than the back here. Which I do have to do, but I need so much quartz for that. I'm gonna have to, like, dedicate, like, I don't even know how much time to that. It'll also be easier to fill these in as well, though. No, not another stream. I'll probably focus on getting them from villagers. Mostly because the amount that you have to do to get it kind of even equivalent. We've been through my nether. You know how the nether is. There's like no quartz. I mean, there is quartz, but like that would require like actual... I guess we could kind of work on it some. I guess we can work on it some. Just to get enough. That should be enough that the point of view from the side looks fine. I think. Obviously not this side, but this side in general needs some more work, but... And I need to get these, but I'm just saying from here. I suppose you guys want me to do that tomorrow. We work on just kind of also digging out some pathways in the nether. And we get some nether quartz, hopefully. Maybe, sort of. Yeah, look at that. That looks super good. Also just setting up just like, because there's all sorts of things I haven't worked on with my nether that I'm just asking you guys want me to work on that as well. If not, you can just say nah. If you're interested, you just tell me that's what you want me to do. I can do that. Also, I need to get more smoothstone. Yeah. Because if you don't actually want me to do that, I need to know that too. Okay then. I guess tomorrow, probably? We can work on the nether then. Some. Nothing cray-cray, but I can start kind of clearing out areas for things. You know, I'm realizing I'm not gonna have this for much longer. I'm actually building it up and doing what I'm supposed to do. Creating unique pathways and the like as well. Because the fact is, obviously you need somewhere in the nether for, like, actual, in theory, living, right? So I've got to dig that out as well. Otherwise there's no reason for... Although what I might also do... Oops, I'm gonna do this. I might have it be where there's areas that... like, Enderman kind of can't enter. Not because it's just, like, in general, because, like, I kind of also like the implication there might be, like, smaller creatures. Or in general, just kind of like building in general. No, I know what it is. Because you don't want gas to spawn sometimes. So, like, in some places, there might be just, like... we'll see. I do want the, effectively, highway to be able to be like that, but... yeah. I'm also gonna need... I think it is, actually. I do like how it's coming along. Actually getting it done. Getting it basically worked through. Crazy. We might actually be able to, Alright, but I'll probably start tomorrow then gathering... well... or I might work on the end of this after I finish getting these things more built up. It's raining even. It's like, wait a minute, I should be able to sleep here. Because I want to have the ability to have the slabs of netherwood that they had already started doing. I mean, obviously in reality, we don't want things spawning, right? But it also just kind of looks not bad. Alright. There. So each of these I can get onto and get to work doing. And then I gotta do that section there, probably. We'll go to here. Now I only have 2 spots left. And then this whole thing at the top will be done, and then I'll have to do the next floor down. But I know I need a total of 400 and something, like, quartz blocks. That's one reason I'm kind of tempted to do a few of the villagers. But even then, I only get, like, 24 at a time when I'm selling, and I'm taking my time to... I do it in the morning kind of thing. Or 48, rather. As a total. 24 per, like, trading session. Now I probably should start working on here. It's the same thing on this side. If you grab some of this stuff, right? Like I've done some here, but I need... There's nothing really necessary here other than to probably put dirt. Does it match to here? I think it does. Yeah. I need more blocks. I'm gonna need a lot of stone for this project. Yeah, it's gonna be a build that probably matches the other build to some extent, although I kind of want to do let's see, do I have any left, or did I use it up? I don't think I used it. Or do we want to do this? Yeah, let's do spruce. It feels kind of right. Alright, also, look at this. Alright. I thought they were in here. Yeah, first I'm gonna grab the berries, but if you remember, I might as well do this while I'm doing this. do two of these. One is going to be to basically get back our saplings. Alright, we've still got time. So, here's a question. How much you want to bet, Tomas, that within, like, 5 years they're going to have an update where they update these trees to actually look, you know, like their, model? Or their, the sapling. 5? 5 of what? Alright, we've already got the 4. So, I'm taking that as a you do agree that that's absolutely what they're gonna end up doing. And then they'll act like it's a big thing. Five students. I mean, that's quite a bit. There's only one student in existence. Yeah. When they run out of, I'm just saying, like, when they run out of other things they can think of like that to do, I think they're gonna end up pulling it out of there, like, oh, you know, that's people wanted that. And then there'll be people who call it out, but that's just like, why didn't you do this like 5 years ago? And then there'll be people who are defending them going, they had to go through this, da da da. Lord. I don't know. I guess again, it's just that whole, I feel so kind of like about them now. That I absolutely believe that they might do that. The red goes below when it's not. So this goes here like this. And it goes out too, and then it's supposed to be red below, but I can't do that right now. Two forward, and then that's red normal. Like that. I think the wood can go all the way around, right? Yes. Have these be like this. Just fill this in like this. Like that. Does it go all the way to the side of the square? Yes. To be honest, it kind of does not bode well for them. Long term. Alright, so then that's like that now. Alright, and these can go in here. Let me pull out my thingy like this. Like that. Oh wait, actually this one goes here. Right? Yeah. What do you think, Tomas? You think the coloration is too much? Or it could be intriguing when done. Mind you, right now it does not look. I need to check this up there. Where? Because you're never gonna see these. Even if you could see, which you will never be able to because of the way I've done this, but even if you could, I would have the other thing around it anyway. So it works. I don't know if it's gonna look good when it's done. I'm hoping it will. So on this side, it goes... I Fair enough. Okay. So this goes here. Yeah, I'm trying to match the one over there. I think it'll actually look good when it's done, but I'm trying to match this one, kind of. But I want to do the coloration very warm, kind of. One, two, and it goes out. I'm gonna need more, but like, I want it to feel similar to the one that's across the street, which I was already doing, right? But I want it to have this one be a little bit more. I guess visually. Being distinct. Feel like I can do that there. That is a corner. Yeah, and then we can have. I can go grab some more. Like I said, I kind of want it to be. I almost want the dark oak, but I think the spruce is better for this. Or do we want to switch it out for potentially having it birch on both sides? But this just looks more. See, I could change out this part. This part's okay to change out easy. Wait. Look right. Is this not far enough back? Is anything on here? Definitely not. I must have this not be the right size. I'd like to be able to pick the berries, but I don't have room, but that's not a bad thing. If I chuck these like this. But I don't know if anyone else is paying attention, I guess. Have comments, so. Yeah, I think this building is shorter because I think that the building on the other side, rather, I haven't made them the same length. ironically. So this one is from that side to that side. Even though it fits, it all the same. Oh wait, no, it's not on this side. 3 and 3 here. Well, technically, I guess. No. There's like 2 extra blocks though. Let me figure this out here. I have extra of these as well. So the way this should be to fix this, it's okay. But it is the same on both sides, which is why I didn't notice. I was like confused. That should go there, and that should go there, and that should go there. But then that shouldn't have that be 2 there. That should go there. Yeah, and then that go there. Yeah, I am missing 2 blocks worth of length on that side. And that means all of these buildings are like 2 blocks shorter. As a general rule. Now I could make this one a little bit longer. And then have a smaller building on this side. Which could work actually. Like, this should be here. It shows you it should be 2 blocks back. I guess, what is your opinion, Damas? I will let you choose. Do I have to rework this, or do I rework the building to be like, yeah. Yeah. I think I even have to go a little further back than that. I think it's fine. I don't know, I think I'm gonna change it. Like I said, I think... Not much. It is literally... 2 blocks, basically. Put that there. And then you remove this one. And then this goes here. Okay. And that, like that. That's it. That is all I did to do that. And then everything will fit. Like I said, I think this building is going to be a little bit smaller. It's not necessarily going to be as obviously smaller, though. Bother. I don't think I actually need to bother with making this anything other than the regular. On specifically this side, and probably that side too. To be clear. That should be enough. Get up there. Yeah. If this wasn't right there, I would probably have it. Otherwise, I mean, it's fine. Yeah, let me go get more spruce. I don't know, I just want it to be the same kind of thing on both sides. And since I kind of want to leave the concept that that building was there first, potentially way longer, that actually works because then, depending on how long it's been there, it could have been there before the other buildings were built in. Oof. And effectively being like one of the only builds that really can have that potential claim. And I know my biggest reason for doing it is just so the floors match, but I don't know. I think it's a good way to also handle it. There. Do that. Mm-hmm. Wait, I just kind of like the idea. That potentially there's places that have been around a bit longer. So we can do it like this. We're just gonna literally put these here. And then so they're sitting. I should probably. I realized that wrong. Will do. There. Oh. See, so now it matches, but it's in a different shade. Alright, yeah. There. I think that's pretty good. Let me just switch this out for this. Still in. Take these and start adding them in. And I did think about like what kind of leaves to add to be specific. Yeah. It feels much more kind of grand than it was. So yeah, that one's this one, and then this one on that side is more... I definitely need more stone to kind of have that show better. Oh, yeah, I thought of another reason why it's good to use the stone bricks, or the stone cutter for bricks if you want to do it like specifically. That's moss. If you're curious. The best reason. I was gonna say the biggest reason to do it. You're not gonna see this on this side necessarily either. But the reason is because, simply put, you get to choose how many bricks you make. Your crafting table / craft in your inventory, you can only make 4 at a time. Let's say you only want 1 stone brick. Well, now you have to go make a whole bunch. So now you guys gotta go make 4. But if you use the crafting, if you use the stone cutter, you can just go make that 1 brick. Life becomes a lot easier once you can do that. Okay, so it actually goes there now. Alright. Honestly, this one's kind of getting more filled out in general, but I need to get some work done up there. That kind of stuff. But yeah, that's the biggest reason. And that's why I honestly kind of feel like that would be a good thing for being able to do with wood as well. I mean, honestly. I mean, mind you, you can't really do that in the same way, but, like, for example... Well, let's say you only want 2 sticks. Maybe you could use the woodcutter to, the sawmill, the whatever, to cut one single plank into 2 sticks, so you don't waste your other plank. Especially if you need the other plank for something else. It's not as great. It's things like that. Although it's more in line with things like trapdoors, I think, as far as like a sawmill woodcutter kind of thing would work. Mostly because then you can have a better way to make things like, well, the best example to compare with stone and wood, because obviously a lot of it is different, but it's slabs. Right now for wood, if you want to make a stone slab, you can use a stone cutter and only have to use 1 block's worth to make 2 slabs. Obviously in the crafting table, it's 3 blocks to make 6 slabs. That's how it is no matter what for wood. So if you only need like 1 slab, right? For wood, you still have to go make all 6. But it's like that with bricks too. That's part of what makes a stone cutter good. Not with like brick blocks. Brick blocks, you need 4 bricks to make a brick block. Makes one wonder how heavy are those heckin' bricks, but that doesn't really change anything. You just change the shape. You can't make it in the stone cutter. But like for these types of blocks, yeah. If I only want to make 1, then I can just make 1. If I want to make that 1 while I'm also making it to a different shape, that's 1 action instead of 2. And only on 1 block. That's what's convenient with the stone cutter. Honestly, I think I'm probably gonna finish soon. I'll probably just use this. Kind of see. Maybe from up there. So I'm probably gonna get up enough to be able to get up there, but then I'm probably gonna be done. I don't know what I'm gonna be here for. Honestly, I don't know. I'm gonna have to build this building, I think, first. Actually, you know what? We could take some of these so I don't have to think about this right now. Because we're gonna have to go up anyway. I'll do. Nothing fancy or anything, but I do think having it kind of already marked out and all that is just nice. I've now officially got at least the fronts of several buildings done. Tomorrow we're gonna go to the Nether to get quartz and stuff, so I'm probably gonna just quickly grow some trees. I'm pretty happy with where we're at. I'm gonna go put the white widow away because I can't use it right now. Although I guess technically I could. Either here. A little bit. Not that you'll ever see it. Actually, you know what? Oh, it feels so low. It just feels too low. That's nice. Alright, I'm gonna put this away, and then I'm gonna go ahead and quickly chop down some trees. Not a lot, but just enough to kind of start having what we're gonna need for next time, which is tomorrow. Or at least prepping to cut down trees. But they're gonna be working in the Nether. What I need is the ability to block spawns along places, which calls for this stuff. You know what? Let's quickly make another chest. I'm gonna need it. Maybe I should grab some food too. some food and then I'll... yeah. Is Buddha? Now, at some point we also need to, thanks. Alright, I'm just gonna do what I did last time, which is you take this. And you just go up as high as it goes. I just need a little bit to start. So it feels like they're not really... they're really not, are they? Alright, so that does not look good. Yeah, we can go another one. We grew up. Well, that means we can actually go up with this one. How high we can go. High. Oh, there's stuff up here. Okay. I mean, I know I just messed that up, but still. It's fine. Oh no! Crap. I need you to say who you are. Stupid thing. Alright. Yeah. Alright. I mean, obviously we're gonna have to go up, and I'm gonna have to figure this out as well. Doesn't look like I didn't go too high. Alright, this is kind of high looking. But we also have tendrils pretty far down, so... yeah. Oops. Hmm. Yeah. I guess let's go sleep a second. Yeah. Oh, nope. Yeah. Let's go sleep and then I'll do like a little bit more. I've been going on. But I just want enough to kind of be able to have. Alright, here's how to remember it. And then I'll do berries as soon as I do, like, yeah. I should probably finish. Woman will be happy for me to finish early-ish, but not really. I need to get back in the habit of doing this anyway. I'll do berries. They're here anyway. Yeah, we're getting there, Yeah. Actually, I should probably do it here instead. Actually, I probably could do it once already. So, how much wood do we have? We have 64 and a bit. Each one turns into 4. So it's technically 4 stacks. And because I need it in the slab form, that is in fact 8 stacks of slabs. That is a good start. I'm gonna get one more tree done. Because the game. I might get a few done to start next session as well. Because, you know, it's tomorrow and all that. We'll see. Judging by that light bit, we go up quite. Nope, that's up there. Let me clear this out. I don't want to end with it here. Alright. Alright. There. We'll see. Or I might just get to work immediately. It depends on how quickly people pop in. If they don't pop in immediately, I probably will start working on this part, just gathering as much as I can, because realistically speaking, I would like to have enough that I can just work my way through. Nice and simple. The reality, this isn't actually that much. Yes, it's about technically 8 stacks. But let's do a little math here. A little over 6 stacks, obviously, but so that means that it will be about 512. So that's about 100 blocks. Because if I make a space, if I make rows and stuff about 5 blocks wide, that's about 100 blocks in a direction. Which sounds like a lot until you take into account. Just to kind of make a point here. Alright. For why I probably will get more done. So we are at 620 exactly. We just need to go to 720. Or maybe not. Wait, I did it. I was looking at the wrong number. Oh gosh, this isn't good. Crap. Please don't spawn anything. Please don't spawn anything. Please don't spawn anything. Please don't spawn anything. I don't think anything can spawn here. Lit up. Let me do that test again in a second. I mean, technically we're safe along the lit up areas, but... yeah. Thankfully that creeper can't get us, as we kind of go around quickly and just get them all despawning. Yeah, you're gonna despawn in a second. Wait, no, I know the best way to kind of look at 100 blocks, I think. Kind of get the idea. Hi! I don't know. What do you call 3-hump camel? Also, thank you for the first time chat. Hyperkisha? How do you pronounce that? I don't know. If you were gonna tell me, that's fine. Oh, hello, Night. I was just about to finish. But I was about to look at something really quickly. Fair enough. I think... Alright, let me see... Yeah, this is at... 6:52. I just need to run until 5:52. Blocks. And that is why I'm going to need more than what I have in my inventory of the wood to get enough slabs next time. Anyway, I am super sorry. I was about to finish. Well, I didn't finish all my projects for the day, but I got a good head start on a lot of them. You can see here. This basically was just to there, and now it's up to there, and it actually has a wall here. Comes down as right now it's stairs, but it will be like a hole. And this side, I've also not here, but back here, changed, adjusted, done. So you know, I mean, we got a good amount of like space there. As far as up top, we got that as well. Not down here. These still have holes. I'm gonna need so much more quartz. But, like, once you get up to the top floor, you can see there's quite a bit cleaned up and actually put in. That you can see it. So yeah, we actually did pretty good. Anyway. As per Chris's request, I'm gonna probably work in the Nether tomorrow. Try to get some stuff done. Try to find some quartz, potentially, even though I don't know if the best way to get quartz. But, you know, I mean, what do you do? Besides, I mean, I can work in there. But yeah, I'm probably gonna get more trees starting next time as well. Just enough to... But this is a good start. Like, you can see, it's not a lot, but it is a good start to kind of having, like, a potential kind of town road. Well, I mean, this is supposed to be the part that has been fixed up or rebuilt. But it's still okay anyway, because, well, it's not gonna stay that way. As I was saying, I decided that's the height this one's gonna be, this one's gonna match. I actually put in a floor here, a rug, which I decided to match this one. Which does mean this building is going to be a sneaky little bit bigger than those buildings over there. Because it is just slightly bigger. But that's fine because we're gonna have a smaller building here potentially. I haven't decided what it's gonna be. Oh, it's gonna be 2 stories, which is gonna be very different compared to all the other buildings here and on this both sides of this block, just different right down. Also, you know what? Let's see how much... Let's make ourselves feel good at the end of this session. It's not going to be feeling as good because I have been sitting right next to it. So, you know. With our lighting up abilities, though. I'm going to need to take some of this out and actually move it to a different chest. It's not amazing or anything, I know that, but now that the, most of the areas seem to be lit up, it is definitely, the more I am, the more it definitely is, working. Which is nice. So I wasn't sure if it would or not. Ever. And at this point, it just feels good, because it's like, yeah, so I did do a good one. It's not fancy, it's not big, it's not anything like that, but as long as we have everything lit up, it works just fine. And if we ever do go to the end and get an elytra and all that, which, as we've said before, we wait for an end update. If there's no end update, there's no us going. But if we ever do get to go do that, we still have plenty of gunpowder for, like, rockets and stuff. Good. Anyway, I do gotta finish. We will do more of this tomorrow. I'm gonna just stand over... Actually, I've been talking long enough. I'm gonna just finish here. Maybe sleeping first, and then do. So just gotta give her, like, an extra, like... That's, like, 2 minutes... I think. Maybe 3. I mean, the clock says no, it's more like 4 minutes, but I think it's 4. Because it's already setting... 5-minute mark would be if the sun was there. Maybe it's 4 minutes. Anyway, we'll gather quartz, I guess, and work in the nether some. Make more, I guess, area that actually makes sense that it's like it would be a civilization kind of thing. Because I really do kind of need that at this point, because otherwise it doesn't make sense. Because, well... you know. Like, if they're gonna have something like this, or like this, it needs to be something that looks just incredible. Or I need to at some point make an actual, a whole bunch of masons. Level them all up. Figure out something that I can just sell in general, that I can do in bulk. Make that kind of villager. And, yeah. I mean, I have all the spiders and the spider dungeon. I mean, again, I just don't want to mess with them because it's so crazy. Although, I guess I have some on the other side I wouldn't necessarily mind messing with. We'll see. At the same time, with cave spiders, I don't really want to... I just fell in. Yeah. Oh yeah, Knight, you wanna know what they had a snapshot today. You wanna know what was in the snapshot while we're waiting for it to get dark enough? They've retextured the baby mobs to be cuter. Adjusted the bunny's jumping ability, like how it looks with, you know, jumping. And there is a recipe for name tags that will hopefully stick. Because realistically, having to either fish or set up villagers or travel for a name tag is kind of dumb. Wait, I need to actually grab my snapshot. I mean, maybe you disagree. I don't know. Hello? Anyway, yeah. So, tomorrow, we will work on the Nether, probably, as that was what was requested. Well, I was just saying, I was asking what you think of them finally adding a recipe for name tags. Potentially. After all this time. I just hope that they don't, I mean, they're actually just, yeah. Although I feel like they'll require adjustments if they actually do make them craftable. Not to it on its own, but I do think, need to be honest, it's not really treasure loot. Not really. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful day / night / whatever it is for you. Thank you for popping in. Thank you for sticking around. And, yeah.